boat, scared for your life, and it just went calm because he said so. Would that change your life? Would you maybe be able to trust this guy if he said something else to you? I think so. And so I'm learning to trust right now too about this job thing. And some of you have been on that path too, and you learn to just trust. And I don't even know who it was, but I've had a couple people tell me, why? And aren't you nervous about your paycheck? And I have to just tell them, I feel like God's got this thing taken care of. And I think I've shared this with you before, but this is only money. I mean, he's healed a relationship, which in my opinion is a lot bigger than money. Yeah. He brought us to this church 10 years ago. And it was not an accident that we landed at this church. And at that time, because that was part of the healing process in our relationship too. And so just like being in a boat on a lake with Jesus and the weather suddenly becomes perfect, I've felt that peace, like in the song Oceans, in the past. And so I know he's got this right now for me. And I don't know what my next job's going to be, but I'm at peace with that. And that's actually been a little bit of a testimony or a witness to other people, because they didn't have that peace about something. And they saw peace in me that only comes from God, believe me. And I have an opportunity to just share just that little bit with them. We've been talking about testimonies the last few weeks. It doesn't have to be, I got a new car or a new house or I just won the lottery. It can be little day-to-day things like that. And I continue to rely on the promises that he's going to take care of us. Here's another promise I want to share with you. John 14, 1-4. And it's probably because, I think most of us probably have this verse memorized or these verses memorized, but as a kid, we didn't have 50 versions of Bibles, and I learned it in the King James Version, and that's just the one. So I asked Caitlin if she'd throw this up on in the King James Version. Let not your heart be troubled. Be at peace. Okay? God's saying, I got this. Trust in me. Relax. Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in God. Believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also. And whither I go ye know, meaning you know where I'm going, and you know the way. He'd been talking with these disciples for the longest time. And they still didn't quite understand yet, but that's why the Holy Spirit came after he left, to help them understand these things. A lot of you were probably here last year when we were going through the story, that series of, I don't remember how many was it, 26 or 30 or something like that. Paul, you helped out. There was a bunch of them. Anyway, and the guy in the video that we watched each week as we were going through that, his name's Randy Freezy, I think, is how you pronounce it. And he has a commentary on John 14, 1-4. And it goes kind of like this. He asks a question. What difference does this group of texts make in how we live, in how you live? And he has 3 bullet points. And this is what Randy says. Live with hope every day, regardless of the circumstances around us. Life may or may not get better here. But we can know that God's home awaits us. That's a promise, right there. Second bullet point. Love people with freedom and boldness. Why? Because our future is secure in Jesus. And the last bullet point, lead more people into relationship with Christ. Because we want to share this great hope, this peace that we have with others. Now, I thought it was interesting that in that text, you don't need to put it back up, Caitlin. One of the things I've been talking about for the last few weeks has been the Great Commandment and the Great Commission. And if you look at the words in John 14, it's talking about love God. You believe in God, love God. Love your neighbor. Go and make disciples. Baptize them and teach them. There it is again. And at first I thought, wow, that's neat. And then I thought, no, that's the Bible. The whole Bible is full of the same things. We could probably take 50 or 100 other passages just like that, and it's going to somehow have the Great Commandment and the Great Commission. That's what the Bible's all about. It's God's love letter to us. Why should I be surprised? And I am continually just amazed at how that works.